Hey, I'm going to go ahead and get started because it's 8:03. And I'm going to record but I'm just going to go ahead and hit record. But how are you, April?
I'm doing good.
Yeah? Is this your...
Finally kicked that cold.
You know, I've talked to so many people that have had the worst colds. Like, they hang around for like 10 days.
I had 103 temperature for like 3 days.
Wow. I never run into temperature.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, look at my hand. I cooked beets tonight. I always feel like I murdered somebody.
Whoops.
They're so good. And I totally cook them for me because nobody else will eat them. Okay. Well,
I love them.
I know. I think they're awesome. Matt says they taste like dirt. I'm like, they don't taste like dirt. But anyways, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And there is a lot. I'm hoping some people will watch this back because there's a lot of information about 80-Day Obsession and all that stuff. Tracy, are you promoting it? Like, are you inviting people to do 80-Day Obsession? Are you doing it yourself?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I did it when it was a little obsessed. Yes, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. So the reason I'm asking is because, like today, we found out that for everybody who signs up this week before or by Monday night, Autumn is doing a call with all of us, and she's going to actually just going to talk to us about the program and the nutrition plan and all that stuff. So that's a really big incentive. And people get $10 off if they order it by the time the program launches in January. So there are a couple things I just want to talk about. It's a lot of exciting stuff. I've never personally pushed a launch this hard because that's just typically not my style. But I am really excited about it. I'm excited about the program. I think it's going to help a lot of people. And so I am talking about it and promoting it. But one of the main thing I want to talk about tonight was social media because I know we have a lot of new coaches on our team. And even for me, social media is constantly changing. And the more that we kind of play along and we do the different things like the stories and the new tools and the polls and all this stuff that we participate in, the more that kind of social media rewards us. And it's very important, I feel like, for us to keep up with what is changing because we started out with Facebook, and now I feel like a lot of people are going over to Instagram and all this stuff. Don't let it overwhelm you, but I just want to show you some things that I've been using lately in my business that have really helped me to connect with new people and have really pushed me outside my comfort zone and enabled me also to kind of share a bit more of my personality and talk to my specific niche a little bit more. But first, I wanted to encourage you guys to, if you haven't read it, I don't know if you guys read it. I honestly don't read it every day, but the Proverbs 31 devotion, I get it in my email inbox every single day, but I don't read it because I have so many other ones that I go to first. But I actually happened to read it today. And I want to challenge you guys to go and read today's devotion because it was all about it was called In Over Your Head, and the lady who wrote it was talking about this experience that she had with she started a new job. She really worked hard to get this new job. It was a great job, high profile. She was going to make a lot of money, had a lot of responsibility. Well, she got the job, and as soon as she got there, she freaked out. She was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't live up to this. I'm in over my head. And she literally talked her boss into giving her a job working on the factory floor instead of the main office because she was so intimidated and so overwhelmed by what she had gotten herself into. And it spoke to me because I think that a lot of, us as coaches, I know I was this way in the beginning, and even now, when I commit to something or something new comes out and I'm okay, I'm going to push for it, or I push for a goal, I set all these big goals and I get excited about starting, and then I'm what the crap, I've gotten myself in over my head. And the devotion was all about, just getting the negative, the fear and things out of your head and really going to God for wisdom and for guidance and for confidence. And I just love this verse. It was one of the many verses that were in that devotion, but it says, but blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. And like, if I could just stress anything to you guys, new, old coaches, whatever, it doesn't matter. This business is something that you can do whatever you want to with it. You can make it your own. You can push. You can kind of jog along. You can run the whole marathon. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can do it just to stay on track in your fitness, or you can do it to replace your full-time income. You know, it doesn't matter. But this business is exciting. It is exciting. It's rewarding, and I just can't speak enough to what it has done for me and for my family personally. And I just think, as I was reading that devotion, I could very clearly remember starting to post on social media, starting to invite people, staying up late to answer messages, and thinking, what have I gotten myself into? And I could have easily quit and just stopped and said, this isn't for me, or I'm just going to drink my Shakeology. But I'm really glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't. And God has definitely taught me a lot about myself and about my confidence in him, and having to trust him to help me do the things that are scary. And so, like, as we talk about some of these social media things tonight, they may seem scary to you. I'll tell you, the first time I started using Instagram stories, I was like, I sound like an idiot. Like, I was comparing myself to everybody else. Like, I look stupid. I probably still look stupid, but now I don't care. And people kind of relate to my stupidity. So just don't shy away from these things and run away from them. Instead, embrace them. Ask God how you can use it in your business to reach new people, and just push forward. But go read that devotion if you have not already. Proverbs 31, it was from today. Some important dates. This Thursday night, Chris Parrott and Becca from our team, Becca and I, are doing a live power hour for the entire Dream Team. It'll be at 8 o'clock, and we're really going to talk about some of these things, like using these social media tools to build relationships. So that is really it's going to be a power hour. We're going to take you guys through doing some power hour activities, but we're really going to talk to you guys about how we build relationships through our power hour, through stories, through messaging people, through our posts, calls to action, things like that. And so it's going to be kind of a different kind of power hour, but I think it'll be really helpful for a lot of people. So this Thursday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And then next week, our Monday night team call will be with Autumn Calabrese. For those of you guys who do sign up with something 80 Day Obsessed, like if you order an 80 Day Obsessed package in any form, then you will be able to listen in on that call. And I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit. And then January 6th, Super Saturday. I have not decided. I'm pretty sure I will host one, but I have not committed to that, because I was going to, Tracy and I talked about this, I was going to go to Pittsburgh because Melanie always asked me to go in January. But I just don't know if I want to commit to that. Our lives have been so crazy, and we've just been gone so much. And so, like, I feel like I may just need to stay home for my family more than anything. And if I do, I will run a Super Saturday. So wherever you're at, find a Super Saturday. There's one near you. You may have to drive a little bit, like an hour or two, but they're really important. Events are so important in this business, just to get out and connect. And there's going to be a lot of great information always at that first Super Saturday. Let's see. All right, so 80 Day Obsession. I want to get into this before, and I'm going to explain this stuff to you. And I'm going to spend some time here, so just bear with me. All this information is available in the Coach Online office, and these images are available in our team, so as you're talking to people. But this is really important for you to know as you're talking to people, and for you too, because just to decide where you want to start with this 80 Day Obsession. So Thursday, the challenge packs launch. Starting Thursday, we can start signing people up, and we can sign up for our own challenge pack. I think this is really cool. This is the first time really that coaches are able to buy a challenge pack with 80 Day Obsession. And so I know personally, I already know which one I'm going to get started with, but they launch Thursday. So what I'm doing this week is I've got people in my prep group. I'm posting about it on social media. I'm starting conversations, inviting people to my A Little Obsessed workout, which starts next Wednesday, the 20th. And then I'm planning to transition those people into the 80 Day Obsession challenge group that starts in January. So challenge packs launch Thursday. I will be signing people up that day. And then I'm still, even after I start signing people up, I'm going to be inviting people to that A Little Obsessed, because it starts December 20th and it goes through the 14th. So anybody that wants to create a free account For A Little Obsessed, all they have to do is create a free account. They don't even have to sign up with like the club trial, the bod trial. They just get the free account and they can have access to the A Little Obsessed workouts, which is a pretty big deal, honestly. They don't get access to anything else on Beachbody On Demand except Clean Week, but they do have access to those workouts. So if you want to add value, if you want to just like help some people who've been so hesitant to commit to anything or invest in anything, that's a really good opportunity. It's going to be the same. There's going to be 30-minute workouts. From what I understand, they're going to have more of the nutrition plan in A Little Obsessed this time, so we'll get to see that. And so I will just take people through those workouts with us in my prep group for 80-Day Obsession. It doesn't matter if they have Shakeology or anything like that. I just want to get some people started to experience the challenge group and to start using Beachbody On Demand. And again, so anybody that purchases some type of challenge pack or 80-Day Obsession pack, it can even be like the basics one. If you invest in that or your challengers or coaches do between Thursday and Monday night, you will get an invite to the 80-Day to Autumn's call on Monday night, where she's going to talk to us about mindset and the nutrition part of it and the workouts and things like that. She's done some calls for us as coaches recently, kind of talking to us as challengers, and it was pretty cool. She's very good at communicating knowledge and inspiration as well. So definitely use that as an incentive to get people to sign up. You know, you can offer some type of incentive yourself, but just tell people, you know, if you sign up by Monday night, you know, I'm going to send you this link and you can join this call with us as well. So it's open to anyone. All right. So that's kind of a huge incentive for people. Do you guys have any questions about that? Any questions about 80-Day Obsession? So these are the packs that are available. So again, there are challenge packs available for new customers and new coaches, and there are challenge packs available for existing customers and coaches as well. This first slide is for new customers and new coaches. The 80-Day Obsession, the basic challenge pack, gives you a year membership to Beachbody On Demand, a bag of Shakeology, the equipment, the sliders, the bands, and the portion containers, or you can do it without the Shakeology and with the performance line, okay? So if you have somebody who just says, I won't drink Shakeology, or I don't do that, or I don't drink shakes, or, you know, like I don't drink my meals, or whatever, you know, we've heard it all. You can say, okay, great, that's fine. You don't have to do Shakeology, but we do have this pack that comes with the performance line. I love Energize. Recover is something that I drink every single day, or on most days after I do a hard workout, and it's just a really good package price. You get $10 off the regular price, which makes it $170. So you have that option for people who don't want to do Shakeology. But I am requiring Shakeology for my 80-Day Obsession Challenge group, so that will be part of it. The second, you can get the second pack comes with Shakeology and the performance stack, and you get that plus the equipment, the sliders, and the bands, and the year of Beachbody On Demand. The big one, it comes with, now this is for somebody I would say who really is into fitness a lot. They understand supplements. They get Shakeology and 4 canisters of Recover and 2 of Energize. And that is designed to kind of set them up for the whole 80 days. Now, me personally, like, I don't really want to do that necessarily. Well, I mean, you could. If they're going to keep drinking their Shakeology, they're going to have a recurring order. But, if somebody just orders that and then they don't order anything else for the rest of the time, that just, I don't know. It just depends on who it is. But, you might have some people that do that, but don't shy away from offering that to people that you think would, it's a huge savings. Like, getting all that in one bundle at one time is a humongous savings. So if it's somebody that you think will drink Recover through the whole workout program, then definitely offer that to them. And I have a couple people in mind that I'm going to suggest that to. Now, these are for existing BOD customers and coaches, all right? So this is the customer price. So for these, if you're a coach, you get 25% off of that. The basic one is just you sign up for, so you get an order of Shakeology and you get the equipment and the portion containers. So, for you guys, like if you wanted to cancel your current order of Shakeology and do this one, it's going to be a savings on your Shakeology. For sure. This is the way I understand it. It sounds crazy. To me, it sounds crazy that they would give us the 25% off the $140 for all of that, but that's the way I'm understanding it. For me personally, I'm going to do the second one. I'm going to probably cancel my Shakeology and then sign up with the $200 one, which would give me Shakeology and the performance stack and the sliders and the bands, just because it's a good deal. I'm not going to do the 400 because like I won't drink recover every single day. I love it. I think it works, but I just don't see myself drinking it every single day. And I don't want to invest all that if I'm not going to. So those are some options. And then there's this last one, which is the performance stack. It's just the performance line and the equipment. And you get, I don't know why, these are different and it has that different price. But Robbie Carter posted something today and shared that, you know, those were the customer prices up here and that we would get 25% off of that. So that is the way I understand it. And then, of course, there's just this bare basics one, which Tracy, I didn't make the slide, but she misspelled basics. So it is just for anybody who doesn't want Shakeology, or maybe you have a customer who already is, you know, they have their recurring order of Shakeology. They're happy with that. They don't want to change anything and they just want to buy the basics. Now, here's something else to think about for people like you, Tracy, and people who've been a coach for a while. We should have a lot of people whose bod is running out this month because this is when we launched it last year. And so our year membership is coming up. Now, for those people, and there's no way to really go back through and check and see. For those people, though, this is something you put in an email or make a video or something for your customers and just say, hey, you know, if your Beachbody On Demand subscription is running out and you want to do 80-day obsession, cancel the recurrence of your bod membership, sign up with one of these challenge packs, and it's going to save them a ton of money. Okay. So that way they can skip just paying the $99 and then buying this pack, and they could just get it all together as a bundle and it will save them a lot of money. So that's just something that I would put in an email or make a video about. I made a video for me today. And so that is 80-day obsession. I was trying to think. I felt like there was something else I should have told you guys that I've forgotten about that. Do you guys have any questions about it?
Or is all that on the, you said it'd be available Thursday. Okay.
Yes, that was it. Okay. So there is no longer a Coach Mobile. You won't sign people up with a Coach Mobile app. Okay. Now we have Share a Cart. Okay. And that I posted about that in our team page this morning. I'm not going to go into that, but it's very simple, but we've basically switched over to that new website. You know, we had learned about that at Summit. We've switched over to that new website, and now we can like custom create our customers' orders. So like we can go in there if they want the challenge pack, we put that in there. If they want to add Energize to their order, if they want to add like some bands to their order, like we can custom create their cart and then send it to them. It's pretty cool. But there's a video in our team page, so watch it. It's very simple, but definitely make sure that your coaches know about that as well. You can't use Coach Mobile anymore. But when I pulled up Coach Mobile today, it just took me to Share a Cart. Because, you know, like I have Coach Mobile saved to my home screen, and it just took me to Share a Cart. So they must have like updated that. And it's still a very user-friendly, like mobile website for that. So that was the other thing I was forgetting. Okay, again, I'll share these images with you too, so you can use them for yourself, for your customers and stuff. But next week's call, for anybody who signs up, orders between the 14th and the 18th, they get to be on that call. And as well, for anybody who orders before January 14th, before the launch, they get $10 off those packs. So just the challenge packs. So that's kind of a big deal too. Okay. All right. So, and also too, some of you guys are trying to hit Emerald. Some of you guys are trying to rank advance. You know, sign your husband up. Sign somebody up with the 80-day obsession challenge pack, and you know that will get you Success Club points and help you rank advance to Emerald too. That's a really good deal. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about was using some of these features in social media to grow your business, to kind of push yourself, and definitely to reach new audiences, because social media is changing. It's always changing. Like it's always changing. You know, I don't do hardly anything today like I did when I started as a coach 3.5 years ago. And that's exciting to me. Like I don't mind that. Sometimes it's overwhelming and I'm like, oh, I got to learn something else. But like it's fun to me. It's creative to me, and I get to do this and like kind of challenge myself. So I wanted to talk specifically tonight about using Instagram stories and using Facebook groups and events to grow your business and to help you to get out there and reach people for your challenge group. So let me, hold on, I gotta stop the share and pull this up and so you can see my screen. Okay, so this is my phone, if you guys can see that. There's Bailey. So this is my phone, and I am in Instagram. And so up here at the top is where you can see the Instagram stories. So if I want to add a story, I click on that little camera up there, and I can either do some things like record a video. I can do like a boomerang. If I want to do a boomerang, I can do that. If I want to just take a normal photo, I can go live in Instagram. And, you know, again, when you use these features, when you use these tools, social media rewards you, and they kind of boost your posts for other people to see. But typically, I'll either record a video or I'll pull up an image and post it in there or something. So that was like my dinner tonight. So I have really gotten away from posting just like 3 to 5 times a day on social media. I really feel like people are getting tired of that. Social media, like there's this whole theory. Look how dirty my keyboard is. That's nasty. But there's this whole theory that social media is, as far as algorithms, like the more you post, it's taking up too much space. So they're kind of rewarding people who make fewer posts. But so I've turned to Instagram stories to really kind of highlight, to show what I do just like on a regular basis. They're not, Instagram stories are just kind of glimpses into your life, and they're not really like well-structured, thought out posts, you know, like we typically tend to make. So I'm focusing on making 2 or 3 posts a day and then telling and showing people what I'm doing through my stories. So just for example, I'll show you some of my stories from today. That was last night. It was a shout out for people in my free group. This was just us in the car line today. It gives a glimpse into showing real life with my family. I did a shake. You can do your power hour. You know, you can be proof of the products. I usually do like a workout video, 1 or 2 in the morning, just to show some of my workouts. This was a video of me talking about 80-day obsession, showing them into my challenge group. This was me talking about how, you know, people who sign up and join this group, who join with 80-day obsession, get that call with Autumn. And then this was just us want to get hot chocolate after work. After school. And then this was me talking about dinner, what I was making for dinner. Okay. So it's, like I said, it's very unstructured. It's not really like these perfect images and posts. It's real life. That's kind of the way I see it. It's real life. And I can go in there and I can talk about what I'm doing. I could share testimonies. I can share screenshots of things that challengers are saying in our challenge groups. I can share before and afters. And so it's really fun. You know, I try not to, some of these people have like 100 stories a day. Like they must stay on their phone all day long. But I can't do that. I don't want to do that. But it's quick glimpses into my day, what I'm doing. And it lets people hear my voice and see me and kind of get to know me a little bit better that way. So I wanted to show you some, show you an example. So like this is a story that I did yesterday, and I can't show you now because stories only last in your stories for 24 hours and then they're gone. Okay. And so I heard Carl Deichler refer to this. You can totally work your whole business, like do your power hour in stories. You can share something from your personal development. You can do your workout selfie, your Shakeology recipe. You can shout out a coach or a customer. You know, you can do all that in your stories, and it goes away and you can start over again tomorrow. And so it's a good way to keep fresh content, to keep people just kind of thinking, what's she going to do next? What's she going to say next? And so this was actually like a challenge group invite through my stories. I don't do these every day. I try to do a couple a week. But what I did was one of my challengers shared her transformation with me from doing the 21-day fix. I posted it in there. I shouted her out, said she did it in 21 days, and that now she's moving on with me to my next 80-day program. And it's going to be focusing on fueling our bodies and our souls. And then I just did this image where it says I'm hosting a free peek into our new program. And I'm talking about a little obsessed, 2 weeks of workouts, meal plans, devotions. Want to get a jump start start on the new year with us. And then I use this feature, which is the poll. I use the poll a lot lately because it's people love to give you their opinion, and people love to be asked questions. And the more that you can get people to interact with you on your post or your stories or whatever, the more likely they are to like feel connected to you, to end up reaching out to you. And I did. I had a girl who has been following me for ages on Instagram. We've talked back and forth. I really relate to her. We're very similar. And she wasn't ready for a challenge group for the longest time. So I've just kind of let it lie. Well, she clicked yes, message me on this. And then she actually messaged me as well, just from this poll. So, like if I hadn't put that story out there, if I hadn't put that poll out there, I don't know what would happen. I'm sure she would have come around eventually. But, just by putting it out there and giving people like an action to take really makes a difference. And I don't just use polls just to invite people to challenge groups. Like tonight I did a poll on whether or not people like beets. Like I do polls on, do you take your kids on vacation? Do you, just do all these different types of polls, and people love to interact with your posts. If you get people interacting with your stories, they're more likely to come back and view the ones that you do in the future. So definitely play with those features. It's a lot of fun. I think you could suck hours and hours of your time, but you don't really have to. If you just have this thought quickly, you want to get out there, use a story. All right. And so that is something fun that I do with Instagram stories. Does anybody else use those? Not yet. Okay. So the next one that I want to talk about is something that I have been doing a lot more is, and I've really done it a lot for this 80-day obsession group, is to kind of use Facebook groups as more like events. I created a Facebook group for my Prepare to be Obsessed. And if somebody said they were interested, or they, whether it was current challengers, coaches, or new people, if they wanted to be a part of this and kind of do the prep group with us, or even if they just said they were interested, I put them in this Facebook holding group. And so we are doing our workouts in there. I have shared workout plan. People are posting their selfies, checking in. But anybody that's interested in 80-day obsession, if they fill out my WooFoo form or they contact me, I put them in this Facebook group. And so as I'm posting about 80-day obsession and talking about getting prepared for it, talking about our workouts, I am honestly just adding that link to a lot of my posts. So you'll see me post about 80-day obsession or talk about it in some way, and I'll just put that link at the bottom of my post, like in the actual post for people to click on. I can't tell you how many people have asked to join my 80-day obsession group without me even having to say, click this link or message me if you're interested. I just simply put the link in the post and people are clicking on it and they're answering the questions for it, and they're requesting to join, and it's a way to start a conversation. Okay. And so for Facebook, I found that they don't like it when you put WooFoo links in there, or they don't like it when you put external links in there. If it's going to take you out of Facebook, then they're probably going to block your content more, or not let it show up in people's news feed. So I found that using the Facebook link, which does not take you out of Facebook, I'm getting more traction and more views on those posts. So that is just something that I am doing. Now, when you create a Facebook group, when I say that I'm getting them to answer these questions, whenever you create a Facebook group, you can create it so that people have to ask you questions before they can actually get in the group. So let me take this 80-day obsession group, and let's see, let me edit it. So down here, when you create the group, it says ask questions. And these are the questions that I have created. People have to answer before I let them in the group. It says, do you have a Beachbody coach? If so, who is it? Are you committed to completing the 80-day Obsessed program? What is your biggest goal for your health right now? And it's very simple, but if people don't answer it, I'm not going to let them in the group, or I'm just going to prompt them and say, hey, I need you to answer those questions. Because you'll have a lot of people who maybe do have a coach, or maybe they don't want to do 80-day Obsessed. They want to do 21-day fix and they're confused or something like that. But if they're not willing to fill out 3 questions, answer these quick questions, then they're probably not very serious about committing to anything, right? So that's another good way to kind of filter out people, and also to kind of start a conversation and have something to talk about with them whenever you do message them one-on-one. So I'm doing that a lot, just using the Facebook group and using those questions to be able to start conversations and to use that to talk to people instead of just, hold on a second, I'm trying to stop my share. Instead of just, what am I trying to say? Sorry, using an event page. I do like event pages, and I think they have a really good purpose. But I have found too that people will they'll click a link to join a group before they will click a link to say going to an event. And in this group, what I'm doing is I'm sharing all this information. I'm pumping all this information, everything that I'm getting, like the information about the $10 off, the information about the call with Autumn. You know, I'm kind of doing a countdown to the launch of 80 Day Obsession. I'm also still incorporating like my faith-based posts into there, sharing meal plans. I'm adding tons of value, but the people that don't commit to 80 Day Obsession, I just simply won't transfer them over to the 80 Day Obsession group when I create it. But in the meantime, I have helped some people. I have shown them what I do as a coach, and when they're ready, they can sign up, you know, and do a challenge group with me. So I've really enjoyed doing that, and it's helped me help some people and connect with people that I wouldn't have otherwise. The last thing is definitely Facebook events. These are tedious to me, but I still see the value, specifically if you have a like page and you can sponsor a Facebook event, which is a good thing to do. But if you don't, there's still a really easy way to kind of share about your challenge group and get your message out there and invite people to this. Now, let me say first that none of these things like replaces your power hour. None of these things is you do in place of one-on-one inviting or anything like that. But I'm going to show you how to create an event, whether you have a like page or not. All you have to do is go on your home page. What I did was go down here to explore and events, and you go to create an event, and you always want to make it public. If you don't make it public, people can't see it. But so, for example, you can make a image very quickly in Canva. I'm just going to use this one that I made for tonight. And you give it a name, you give it a start date, and you give it a description, okay? And when you do that, I'm going to go back to one of my other ones. I'm not going to save it. When you do that, you can actually just invite people to it. There's a button that allows you to invite people to it, okay? Let's see. This is one I did for coaching. When you click share and invite friends, like I can go through here and I can invite whoever I want to. I don't invite tons of people at a time because I do like to message people individually and say, hey, I sent you an invite to this event that I'm hosting. It's all about, you know, getting fit for the new year. And we're going to focus on our faith and our fitness and just incorporating clean eating and working out. And so, you know, so I'll click somebody's name, send them an invite, and follow up. Again, in no way, this is not replacing one-on-one conversations, one-on-one invites to anybody. This is just a tool to help you get your message out there, to help you connect with people without being so, maybe for those of you who maybe are less direct, and even for me, like I can invite a lot of people to this, and the people that click Goring are interested. I know that they are interested in talking to me about the coaching opportunity. And if it's about something else, it's about a challenge group. And so it's a simple way for me to also just kind of put my message out there. You know, this is my story. In the description part of it, if I invite somebody, they can come, they can read my story, they can know that I'm inviting them to coaching, what they're going to learn about. If they decide to come to my live call, and then they can click going or interested. So if they come and they read and they click going or interested, then I know that's a serious conversation that I can have with someone about the coaching opportunity. And so I really, even though I didn't use these for a long time as a coach, I do see the value, and it is something that is helpful. And you can co-run these. Like, so if you want to run a Facebook event for your next challenge group, you can co-run it with another coach, and you can both invite people. And in that event, I don't just create it and invite people. Like, I have to post in there every single day in order to keep it alive and to keep people's eyes on it, okay? And it's also a good place to add value. So if I'm running an event for my next challenge group, like I can share a healthy recipe that I made in there. I can share a motivational quote in there and talk about how we do this in our challenge groups, how it's about accountability and sharing ideas and sharing tips. You can ask people to share an event. You can ask people to invite their own friends to an event. And so it's a really good way to reach multiple people. And so if I invite April to my event and she clicks going, then all of her friends are going to see that April just clicked going to this Made to Thrive faith and fitness boot camp. So it's going to put your event into more people's eyes. And so it's a really good way to spread the message, to start conversations, and to do it in a way that, you know, maybe makes you feel a little bit more comfortable in connecting with people. And also, you know, for those of you guys who do have like pages, so for me personally, I have a Facebook business page. I can sponsor that event and target certain types of people. I can target people in the UK. I can target people in Canada. I can target people who like Lululemon. I can target people who are teachers. I can target people in all different types of ways. But if you're a newer coach, I wouldn't suggest doing that in any way. But I do that now because I've gone through my warm market. And so those are three of the biggest ways that I am currently definitely using social media to expand my business. And it's been challenging, and you kind of have to just play with it. You have to just play with it and see what works, see what people respond to. I post a lot of things in my stories that people don't respond to, or they don't get much views, but that's okay. It's just something that I have to learn and figure out what my audience personally wants from me. And it's like I said, it's been a lot of fun. But definitely use these features. Don't skip over these features just because you've done the same thing for so long, or just because you don't see somebody else doing it. You know, I don't really, for some reason, I forget to post in my Facebook stories. All it is just using the same photo and uploading it. But honestly, people don't really look at my Facebook stories. Like, I'll get hundreds of views on my Instagram stories, but I only get like 24 views on my Facebook stories, and people hardly ever respond. I don't know. That's my audience. I mean, that's just, they don't go there. I don't look at Facebook stories. My audience probably doesn't either. And so I don't spend a lot of time focusing on that. But the Instagram stories really do work for me. Do you guys have anything to add to that, or have any questions?
I don't really understand what you're doing with the group, Rachel.
Let me show you. Okay. Hold on a second. Let's see. Okay, so I created it, first of all. I created it, and I shared it first with my challengers, and I invited them. You know, I gave it a description. I said, this is the 80-day obsession. It's just this whole description that I shared in my event page. And also too, Tracy, when you create an event, you can put locations in here. You can even tag it. I haven't tagged it. I should have tagged it. Like, I can add different things like 80-day obsession. And when people come to Facebook and they're looking for the 80-day obsession or a challenge group or something like that, people go to Facebook and they search like faith and fitness or made to crave. So like, I should put that in there. Oops, that's not it. May not be. I don't know how to do that. I guess it's specific things, but so like if I put 80-day, I don't know how that, maybe it's because I've got it linked to it's probably because I have it linked to my like page. Anyways, but so I get all these different kinds of requests from people who are just find my page because it's like, when I set it up, it's like fitness. You know, I put in different targets for it. And so when people go to Facebook, they find your page, your private group, just by searching for different things. So that's one thing. If you create it, people can find you no matter where you are. And so I targeted based on location, United Kingdom, United States, and Canada, because that's where Beachbody is. Okay, so that's one thing that it does. But whenever I create these posts as well, if I do like a challenge group post, I did one the other day that got a lot of traction. It was this one. So this was my challenge group post, just my typical Tracy, you know, like tell my story, talk about what I'm doing, talk about the program, what people will get if they join. And I just, instead of putting my woohoo form in there or something like that, I put in here, and even I didn't even put the event, because I find that people are more likely to go and request to join this group than they are to go and actually follow along in the event. So I put this Facebook group link in there, and I probably got about 15 people that requested to join my group that night, just because I put the link to that event in that post. You know, I didn't put it anywhere else. And they just clicked on it and asked to join, and they answered the questions, and it was a way for me to start like 15 new conversations. And like I was saying, you know how we typically have put like our woohoo form in there? Facebook is like shutting those down. When I put a Wufoo link or an external link in there, which I don't always much, but I do Wufoo forms. I have a lot. Facebook like shuts it down. Nobody sees my post. And so they are not doing that with the Facebook group link. And it's just a way. It's kind of like the event page, Tracy, but it's private. It's just a group. And so, you know,
So
like
you post in the group instead of in the event, like you do post.
yeah,
I guess I have not known what you're doing in the group.
This one's a little bit different. It's not really like it is a sneak peek, but it's different because like it is my prepared to be obsessed group. Like anybody who is a current challenger or who is planning to do 80-day obsession, you know, for most of them, they have like a free Beachbody membership. I'm setting them up with that, or the trial, so that they're following a workout calendar, because I'm really marketing it as a group that we're getting prepared to do this 80-day obsession. But so for this is kind of a non-traditional example, but for my next group, like I could create just a private Facebook group and say, okay, anybody interested in my group, come here. I'm going to share with you what the group's about. And yeah, it would be like a place where you put your jabs basically. And it's just like an event page, except that it's private, and you can share that link in your posts and things, and get people to join it. And so like if it was, you could do 3 questions. Like 1, obviously, do you already have a Beachbody coach? 2, what are your health and fitness goals? 3, you know, are you committed to, are you serious, or are you committed to getting fit in the new year, getting healthy in the new year, or something like that. Just kind of a filter for people to answer those questions. And if they're willing to sit there and answer those questions and join the group, then you know they're somewhat serious about listening to what you have to say. And yeah, you could, Jatana Jackson does this a lot, and I've seen her kind of her outline for doing it. But she'll go in there and like as people sign up, she'll shout them out. She'll share a picture. She'll do a countdown to like the start of her challenge group. She'll share transformations in there. You know, like I did that in my 80-day obsession group. I created a folder of 80-day transformation photos. And so it's just different. It's like an event page, but it's more private, and people seem to be more willing to open up in there. And honestly, just putting that link in there. Like Megan Blinka, one of my friends, she puts her link everywhere. Like she uses it every single day, and she has people request to join all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. Makes sense to not send them out of Facebook. Facebook don't like that.
No. Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. But I think that one of the main things is too that I'm learning is people are kind of tired of just our regular workout selfies, you know, just another workout selfie. And another thing, this didn't have anything to do with these things I was talking about tonight, but it does social media. One thing that if you go, and I need to do like a comparison, you know, I used to do the workout post, the workout selfie, and do like a motivational quote or something like that. But now I'm doing more posts that tell my story. You know, like today I talked about when I made a coaching post, and I was talking about how I get to stay at home, and I'm you know, like doing all these coaching things, pouring into my team, you know, wrapping presents, things like that. And I turned it into like a coaching invite. You know, they're just kind of scrolling past just my regular old like workout selfies. But if I start it kind of by telling a story, you know, like, oh, you know, I don't know, something like Milo stayed in bed all night and kicked me around and I was tired or whatever, you know, like if I'm telling kind of details about my day or something like that, people are more likely to stop and read it rather than just like that traditional workout selfie that I've done for like 3 years. And so you even see like I've been doing less of like workout poses, doing pictures of my tanks, or, you know, I've just been trying to mix it up and see what people respond to. I think that is all that I have for tonight. Do you guys have any questions about anything else? April, do you have any questions about anything?
No, just kind of soaking it all in, I think, right now.
Yeah. Are you in Coach Basics? Coach University? Yeah. Good.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, that's all I got, guys. But we will have that autumn call next week, and then the week after that is actually Christmas. So we won't have like our regular team call. And in the new year, I'm gonna start doing like one like first of the month team call, kind of like a planning thing like that, and then one power hour during the month, and then we'll join in with Melanie's team calls. So I think that will kind of simplify things for people too. But all right, well, I guess I'll see you in our team page because it's almost Christmas. But Merry Christmas. Thanks for showing up, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay. Bye.